Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Anipop podcast. I am your host, Jaden Day Zero, and with me are your awesome co-hosts, the Lucky Duelist and Maruitsuki. How are you guys doing this week?
I'm okay, I guess. It snowed, so that's cool. How are you?
I'm fine too, I guess. Tired as well, so.
It's been very, very snowy these past few weeks. So
yeah,
and cold for some reason.
Yeah, almost like negative degree. I think it's supposed to be negative this weekend too. Mm-hmm. So
the cold doesn't bother me. My entire life's negative.
Wow.
Oh, that does remind me though that as a little special thing, happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Oh yeah,
so
boy, it's Valentine's Day where where the lonely singles get like depressed. So I hope you have fun.
What do you mean? That's every day. That's every day.
The Duckman is sad. We've made him sad.
It's time for couples
cries
to
and loneliness.
Yeah, this is the episode where we get Ducky a girlfriend. So please swipe right on his, what is it that you have, Duck Tinder or something like that? I don't know.
I'm not going to tell you what dating apps I have.
Dang, okay. Well, swipe right. I think that's right? Yeah.
I think so. I don't
swipe
know.
Right on that Ducky man.
Yeah, because nobody else does.
Oh,
Anyway.
Anyways.
Back to the podcast. What are we talking about today, Jay?
So, this is episode 22. I kind of almost hesitated there, but I'm pretty sure it's 22, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so on this podcast episode, we are talking about Fandubs and Abridged series and stuff like that. Because, it's been around for a while now. I think it got popular because of Little Karibo.
Yeah.
So
teamfourstar and Little Karibo are the reason they're popular.
Yeah. They pretty much popularized it. That was way back in 2009?
I'm pretty sure it was 2008 Little Karibo started. I don't know.
Yeah. So around there.
It's so old that YouTube still had the donate button, so it's
dang.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember that much of how YouTube was back in the day, so I don't know. I have a vague memory of how everything. I knew I was on YouTube during the era where you were able to customize your YouTube channel with background images, but that was 2008 or something, or pre 2008. But I don't know. Just the whole Abridged thing was pretty prominent back then, and I guess nowadays you don't really see a lot of Abridged series anymore. Either that or they're so bad that nobody really cares about them anymore. Because I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really seen any Abridged series exploding like Little Karibo's Abridged series.
I know when My Hero Academia came out, there were dozens of people trying to do that, and it's they're all bad, by the way.
Of course.
The only Abridged series I know that are still ongoing that are good are Yu-Gi-Oh, of course, and then Bleach Abridged isn't bad. And Mara's going to hate me for this. Sword Art Online Abridged is actually really funny because they accentuate how much of an arse he is. And it's
do they hate on it as much though? Do they have hatred towards this show?
They definitely make jokes about how bad the show is.
I need to watch them now. I might agree with them. But I still hate it.
Those three are probably the only three good ones because Team4Star stopped Dragon Ball Z Abridged. They're trying to do their own content or whatever.
Yeah, I heard about that because I think they got a notice from Toei about hey, you guys need to stop making these Abridged series because we don't like it, and I think they got a cease and desist letter from them. So I think, if I remember correctly, I think I've read that on a Reddit forum.
They stopped the Abridged series, but they still kept doing Abridged shorts.
Yeah.
Where they would have 3D models for the characters doing stuff. That way they weren't using stuff directly from the show, but they were still using, the characters and stuff. and I'm not a fan of it because it's weird.
Yeah.
Two, it still kind of feels like they're just like leeching off of Dragon Ball Z, which I would be fine with it if they said, "Hey, we're still doing the abridged, just not directly from the show." But it's, I don't know, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, I've seen like other people like Yu-Gi-Oh, Little Creepo try to do something like an original animated Yu-Gi-Oh thingy. I think the Yu-Gi-Oh abridges are like more because as far as I'm aware, Konami isn't as strict with that. They are with the clip, if you show the clips and stuff like that, they are strict with that. But when it comes to like fan animated shorts, like parodies or whatever, they're pretty okay with it. Except for Toei, the people who own Dragon Ball, dude, they don't care if it's fan animated. Anything with Dragon Ball in a name, they like just copyright strike you or copyright claim automatically. They don't care. They're like very aggressive with it.
I think it was Shueisha. They have like some sort of right to Dragon Ball, and they went through like Twitter, like loads of social media and YouTube, and just took down anything Dragon Ball Z related, like fan art, the clips of the show, fan anime. They took it all, like loads of it down within like a week of stuff, and no one knows why.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I think
companies that aren't too big on it. The companies aren't too big on it, and it's understandable that they wouldn't want like people using the original clips of the show. But if it's like a fan art or fan animation, surely you would want people to like share their love of the show.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of these Japanese companies are very conservative when it comes to their own properties, which, it's like, since Dragon Ball is like one of the biggest anime shows in the world, it's totally understandable because they don't want it to be like associated with anything negative, especially with the whole social media thing, and how people can get with that kind of stuff. So which makes sense to some degree, but at the same time, it's like, okay, like I put so much effort because I love this show so much, and they're just gonna take it down because it's their property. Like at the same time, it kind of sucks to be a fan of that show because that of this company doesn't like what you're doing with their characters or something and stuff. Yeah, which is dumb, but I don't know. But like going back to like abridged shows, like I find it that a lot of I don't know if you guys share the similar thing. Like I don't know how many abridged series you've seen. Like personally, I haven't really seen a lot of them just because of the very fact that a lot of these abridged shows are like very cringy, and the comedy, like, dude, like the only reason why some abridged makes it, and people don't realize, they just automatically, oh hey, there's this new show, let's make an abridged or whatever, like My Hero abridged, like you were saying, Ducky. The only reason why a lot of these abridges like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff and Dragon Ball stuff make it is because they're funny, because they actually have good comedy, unlike the other ones where they just make like really awkward, cringy jokes, and they think it's funny, when in reality it's not, and it's really, really, really bad. And it's just like, oh my god, like these people don't know how to do comedy, and it's just, I just can't watch it anymore. So I show
them how it's done.
Huh? I think.
Do you want to show them how it's done?
Dude, no. Like my comedy is bland at best.
Yeah, his comedy is bland. Go follow him on TikTok at JadenDay0.
Yeah, exactly.
I think one of the things with a good abridged series is that they're shows which there are things in them that aren't jokes in the show, but people can turn them into jokes. So, like, as I said, Sword Art Online has Kirito being an asshole. Dragon Ball Z has everyone dying. Yu-Gi-Oh has really weird rules. They take all these like things that are taken seriously in the show, but they're not that serious. They're actually really easy to mock, and they mock them in their abridged series. But one of the things people do in like these failed abridged series, we'll say, is they try to turn everything into a joke.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh my god, it fucking sucks. Like, bruh, you don't have to do that. It's like, just keep some of it as it is. And I think people don't realize that the reason it's called an abridged is to shorten the story of the episode or whatever into a short video or something. But they literally use the same story and they just overdo it to an extent. But I guess the word abridged no longer means to shorten a show or to summarize a show within a specific time frame or whatever. Now it means okay, it's comedy. I don't know. At that point they should just call it a parody, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's definitely changed since what were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I mean, technically, isn't it a parody? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah. At the start of episodes, I know Team 4-Star did this. I don't know if Little Karibo does it, where they say at the start of an episode, like, it's a non-profit fan-based parody. The rights are owned by, and then they say whatever companies own it, and then they say please support the official release.
Yeah.
And so they make note of like it's a parody. We don't own any of this stuff. And then they go on with the show. But then, like, they do that, and they get in trouble for copyright. Little Karibo doesn't do that, and he's fine.
Yeah. I think, like I said, I think it goes back to the company, because Toei is very, very protective of their IP. But, I don't know. I also noticed that a lot of the voice acting work on, like, different voice acting websites, a lot of them are just abridged casting calls and stuff like that, which I find kind of hilarious because a lot of these abridged series are like trash. So
yeah, the good ones are all the same voice actors as well.
Yeah,
like there are two circles of like abridged voice actors where there's like the people from Team 4-Star and Little Karibo work together because some of them are in his show and he was Frieza in their show and the narrator, and the other one is the Bleach and Sword Art Online one work together, where there's voice actors in each of those that work together, and they like play games together and stuff. And I find it really funny that those are the only two like groups of abridged people that are good,
right?
Because it's like all these voice actors try to be like funny and do their abridged series, but really there's very few, like I'd say less than a dozen, who are good at it, can make a decent abridged series.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's because they started out early.
Yeah, that's that too, because they pretty much the original people who did the abridged series are pretty much the people who set the foundation and the bar to how funny an abridged should be and stuff. And I don't know, like
it's like saying no YouTuber's ever going to be as big as PewDiePie because he's like the standard for, a YouTuber with a lot of subscribers.
Yeah. I don't know. Like what they really need to do is like they should get somebody who's actually funny to write their stuff, because then I'm pretty sure no matter how bad it's edited, because here's the thing, doesn't matter how good you edit the lip flaps or how good you add effects, that none of that matters at all. Like it doesn't matter how bad the video quality is. The only important thing to these abridged series is the writing. Like if you don't find somebody who's a good writer at making this abridged, or doesn't know how to do like skits or like that kind of stuff,
funny, basically.
Yeah, if they're not funny, then the whole thing falls apart. It doesn't matter how good, because I've seen really good like looking abridged series, like they add all these extra effects, extra stuff, or like skits and stuff within the little episode whatever bridge thing, and it looks pretty cool. I'm amazed at how they are able to pull it off. But as soon as I hear the freaking the jokes in it, I'm like, dude, this is disgusting. What the heck is that? This isn't funny. Like it's kind of cringy because they think it's funny, and I find it.
Oh, I was gonna say, didn't you do one?
I did like a long time ago, and I admit it's not even funny either. I didn't find it funny. Like after I recorded the abridged show and stuff, and I saw the first episode, I wasn't even laughing. I was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah,
it is. It is really hard to be a comedy writer, though. Like you think of jokes that work in your head, and they work a lot differently on paper, and then even then they work a lot differently on a recording.
Yeah. See, I think that's the one thing that scares me when making, like, when it comes to like actually making stuff, is that I'm scared that the way it's executed won't really turn out the way that I, expected it to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's what happens with a lot of abridged series and stuff like that. Unfortunately, did you ever do that? Freaking an abridged series again?
I'm. See, this is the thing. Like when you're auditioning for these abridged series, you don't know what kind of people are behind it. Because, it could be some drug dealers. It could be, like, some molesters or some shit. I don't know. But...
Isn't that the deal with any audition, though?
Yeah, pretty much. But, like, you don't know what kind of writer this person is, and you don't know how funny the show is. Because, like if this is going to be, like, if I auditioned for, like, an abridged show, and I've seen their work on a previous... abridged show or something, or at least the writer's work on a previous abridged show, and I actually laugh at their comedy, I might be more than happy to do the abridged. But if I see that their abridged previous experience or writing or the script itself is not funny in concept, then I'm like, I don't know, unless they're gonna pay me, I'm probably not going to apply or audition or anything. Or even if somebody asks me, be like, hey, dude, do you want to be in my bridge show? I'm probably going to say no until they show me the script. Because, like, I was in 2 different abridges. Like, the first one was the Kaze no Stigma, which is, like, my first abridged show ever I've ever been in. And the second one was, like, in a Dragon Ball GT abridged. I had played as, like, Gohan, like teenage Gohan or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was looking back at those videos, and it was not funny. The script they made, it's, like, bland and boring. And I just couldn't, I don't know. It's not my kind of humor. Like, and the thing about that I find funny, which is ironic, is that the fact that people in the comment section of these abridged series that get posted on YouTube, they think it's funny, or, like, they think the comedy is gold. I feel like those are, like, 13-year-olds or something that don't know what comedy is. So,
yikes.
And yeah, like, and they like the shit out of it just because it's their favorite anime or show or something. Just because they have, oh my god, it's Kirito, he's doing something funny that isn't actually the show.
Look at him,
that's comedy, right? But I just, like, don't encourage these people because they don't know how to write a good script. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm pompous or anything. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm, like, better than anybody or anything. But I just want to say that my humor is darker and more, like, edgy. So if it's not, like, dark, if it doesn't have any dark humor or anything, or if it's not as good as, like, ironically, or have ironic humor like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series, stuff like that, then it's not my thing. Like, I've seen like the Sword Art Online abridged you were mentioning, Ducky, and I didn't find it that funny. Like, I thought it was all right. It had its points. Like, there were some scenes that were okay funny, but the rest was kind of like meh. Like, it's all right, I guess. Like, it has to be very ironic or edgy. Or dark humor kind of stuff to be really funny, to me at least. But that's just my personal taste. Like, I'm sure people have their own taste of comedy, but, it's whatever. I can't really say much, really.
I think part of the, like, abridged series thing that I find good is that, as I said, they mock the show. So, instead of being like, hey, let's make jokes within the show, they'd say, let's make jokes about the show. And I think that's genius, because, like, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, for example, they had this whole thing where Yugi and I think it was Merrick were arguing about the Shadow Realm, where he was saying it's the purple realm because it's purple.
Stuff like that. Purple. It's great.
And that's a great joke to make, because the Shadow Realm was invented by the dub as a metaphor for death.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I agree on that. Like, stuff like that, that makes fun, picks on the how it was edited, and, like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure you knew, Ducky, that, like, when Little Creepo said Slyther, the executive producer, that was an actual person. Slyther was an executive producer in the Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah,
American dub or whatever.
because
Which
in
is
Japan
funny.
it's called Osiris, and they couldn't name it after an Egyptian god, so they decided to name it after the executive producer of the show.
Yeah, exactly, which is hilarious.
Because that's how names work.
Yeah, like stuff like that. It's funny, but like to a certain extent, where some shows you can't really do that because sometimes it's like, okay, the plot is very different, and it's not like it was heavily edited, like Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series or Dragon Ball Z. The original Dragon Ball was heavily edited, I think.
Yeah.
Or the concepts were pretty funny and known. Like one of the infamous, I guess I wouldn't call it a bridge. I'd say probably the first and probably the only. Well, I don't think actually. I think there's another show, but one of the first biggest official abridged shows. I wouldn't say abridged, but like parody kind of shows was Ghost Stories, which Maru is her favorite thing.
It's pretty great.
Yeah,
Ghost Stories, the show. It is
for anime night this week. So
yeah, and that. In my opinion, that is the pinnacle of comedy right there when it comes to like abridging.
I had no idea what I was getting myself into at the age of 10.
Ghost Stories it's the official dub, but it's a parody.
Exactly. It's great. It's like a masterpiece, dude. Like if a bridge series were that edgy and the humor was like that, which would not pass at all in this time of in this climate that we are in right now with the whole
in this climate,
the whole social situation, it would not pass at all because people will cancel it so hard. But it's so funny because of it, because it's so edgy and so hilarious, and I love it. It's great. That's like the peak of like parodies. I think
one of the best examples of Ghost Stories being like topical humor, which is probably one of its strongest points, is that it makes fun of the real world. Is that it says ghosts only kill real people like Republicans, and I'm too young to vote.
Exactly, it's hilarious, dude. That's gold, dude. Like whoever wrote the script, or actually nobody wrote it because they improv everything, and it's hilarious. It's great. I love it. It's just so funny. I just can't praise it enough, honestly. Like the only other show that probably compares to that got the same freedom was Hajime no Gal, which is like My Girlfriend's a Gal. It's a really recent show. I think it came out like 2 years ago. So it's not older, one of the older shows or anything. And that show, they actually gave the okay for them to like make whatever jokes they can, although not to the extent they actually were a little stricter on the story plot a little bit, but the jokes in that show was almost on par with Ghost Stories in a way.
Ghost Stories will always be number one.
I think Ghost Stories is great because it doesn't have like a huge overlooming plot. It's just like, hey, every episode's a different ghost.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Ghost of the Week.
Yeah,
Ghost of the
pretty much. If you think about it, it's just Ghost of the Week.
I was going to say Monster of the Week, but Ghost of the Week. Because there's the stereotypical like Power Rangers has Villain of the Week. Yeah, so there's Ghost of the Week. Every episode is self-contained, so no matter what joke they make, it's just gonna stay there.
Yeah, and exactly.
It's well done, and it was done in like the 90s, or was it early 2000s?
It was like early 2000s, early to late 2000s. I think it was around 2006 or 2005, around there, like mid 2000s.
I think it was it was fantastic for sort of the way they wrote it, and if they wrote it today, it would be bad.
Yeah, we canceled so hard. I still think it's funny. It still holds up till this day, honestly.
Nowadays, if there was a show and it didn't have as much of a script, it would either A, be incredibly woke, which is what all American studios try to do when they have like creative freedom. B, it would have a really bad story, or C, it would just be bad.
Yeah, it's today's like whole social thing. Yeah, it's really iffy, and like because comedy is becoming more woke, as I've noticed lately, a lot of comedians that actually tell good jokes are like hesitant on making like those kinds of jokes now, which is sad, honestly, because like those are the best kinds of jokes. But I don't know. But like speaking of like dubs and stuff, like ghost stories, like I don't know, there's this thing that's been going. This also has to relate with like abridged shows and stuff, which is Fandubs. Like I don't know if you guys are very familiar or even heard of Fandubs before. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I think so.
I have. You were starting a season 4 GX one, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of fan dubs before. It's when a show doesn't get an official dub, so someone does it for themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. So basically, from my personal experience, basically what Ducky says is pretty much just somebody like taking the show and redubbing it or whatever. It's kind of weird because like back then, I guess because shows didn't really get localized as fast as they are being localized as now. A lot of people would pick up these shows on their own behalf because people would pirate the shows from Japan on the Japanese Blu-ray DVDs or whatever, and they would upload it to like torrent sites and stuff, and people would download it that way to get the clean version, which is like without any subtitles or anything like that. And they would like take the OST because sometimes a lot of these shows would like release their own original soundtrack thing from the show, and they release it just with the music, and they would just combine it with like the original shot, and they would include sound effects and stuff, and they would dub it itself by a community or a group of people would just come together and like dub it themselves because like they know that this show isn't going to get dubbed. But the most dumbest thing I find is that when a show's already been dubbed for a long time and people just re-fan dub it, and like, bruh, it's like, that's so dumb. It's like, it's already out. Why do you need to re-fan dub it? But I don't know. But I guess my thing is that it kind of came from the bridge scene as well, because I think that's where it kind of split. Is the bridge and Fandubs kind of split there? I think it was Fandubs first, because Fandubs was actually a very popular thing, along with like fan subs back in the day.
Yeah.
And it kind of branched out to an abridged series and stuff. But
I can imagine that being something that would happen quite quickly, where someone would take a fan dub and someone would see it and then think, oh, they've had all this freedom and they've not pointed out all the flaws within the original show. They've just gone along with it.
Yeah.
And they would make fun of it through an abridged series.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where abridged shows come, or the abridged series genre kind of stems from Fandubs, because those been around longer, I believe, longer than abridged series. Because because I've done some Fandubs back when I was like in high school and stuff like that. Like, oof, it was like a long time ago.
1800.
Yeah, back in the 1800s, But I did like Fandubs of like D Grayman. I think that was my first Fandub. Because I collaborated with a bunch of people on the internet, and I just wanted to become a voice actor and stuff because I thought it was cool being a voice actor and stuff. So I kind of wanted to try it myself by doing this Fandubs. And unfortunately, even back then, YouTube was pretty strict about like uploading your copyrighted content. So, and my original channel got like not deleted, but like banned or something. I don't know. Terminated because of that stuff. I'm sure it's mostly because of the AMVs, my Dragon Ball Z AMVs, Linkin Park ones. Yeah, but I don't know. It's like, it's kind of fascinating because right now, you don't see a lot of Fandubs anymore.
Yeah, I think that's because we've got like Funimation. They're like on it with the dubs.
Yeah, it's great.
And then
it's great.
other studios do other. Yeah, it is. It's fantastic that we can get dubs so quickly for people who don't want to watch the subs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are shows which get a sub and then never get a dub.
Yeah.
Like, I think it makes sense though, because there are some shows which will do well in Japan but not anywhere else. And obviously, when they look at dubs, they think what shows popular in specifically America, because that's where they're based.
Yeah.
So if a show does well in Japan but not in America, I imagine they wouldn't rush to dub it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. Yeah.
But then if it does amazingly, they would be like, "Hey, we need to get this dubbed by like I don't know, next week or whatever. I don't know how dubbing works.
Usually they're
But
like 2
I
weeks
think-
behind, but yeah.
Unless it's a simul dub, which they would plan like way ahead.
Yeah.
I think a good example of like a dub being slow is Dragon Ball Super, for example. There was like a 1.5 year gap between the Japanese starting and the dub starting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that was due to popularity or just they didn't have time to do it. But I think nowadays most of the like slow dubs are long ass shows.
Yeah, yeah.
So like a seasonal show will be a seasonal show would be a couple of weeks behind, while a long show would be sometimes like, I don't know, 10, maybe 20 episodes behind.
Yeah, because I've noticed that when a show takes forever to dub it or like to finish an episode or something, other people are like, "Oh, well, when's the dub coming out and stuff?" Like, I don't want to wait, and so they just take it into their own hands and start like fan dubbing it themselves. Because I think, I think you're kind of you're on the point with that, Ducky, when you say that. It's because of like licensors like Funimation that they're really on it with their simul dubs and stuff. They dub it like really fast. A lot of the popular shows and stuff. Unfortunately, like you did say, like a lot of these shows don't get some shows like that you want to be dubbed don't ever get a dub at all. If you're lucky enough, they might dub it like way later in the year, but like usually a lot of times I find like they don't even bother dubbing it. So I guess that's where the fan dub scene comes in and like picks it up and dubs it themselves. But I find out that people kind of are giving up on that because there's literally no way, no place to like actually post your own fan dubs and stuff without getting like copyright claimed or strike or whatever. So
yeah,
if you type the word fan dub on YouTube, the FBI knocks down your door. So,
bro, like literally, like literally, I might as well. I don't know.
I think
it's very interesting that you guys say all this because I personally wasn't very aware of that it's like difficult to post fan dubs for certain shows and stuff like that.
Oh so, yeah.
I think it's very interesting to learn about this. So
yeah, like
one of the
Oh, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was saying earlier for the like longer shows. I said Dragon Ball Super was really bad, but when it dubbed, it all aired on television. It was on, I believe, Adult Swim in America.
Yeah.
And Naruto Shippuden didn't even get its entire dub on television because they stopped like halfway through, and then they started releasing the episodes all on DVD.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and they've just recently finished it.
Yeah,
and that's one of the reasons why it took me years to finish Naruto, because I started the dub, couldn't find any more of it online, moved to the sub. And I'm really impatient with subs, so it took me like a year to finish it.
Dang, yeah. I don't blame you.
A lot of it's with like voice actors having problems for stuff, because I know this is a really weird example of a show. There's a show called Card Fight Vanguard, which is they upload the episodes to YouTube, so it's not that big.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the voice actors for like the same producers but a different show, one of the voice actors got killed, like in real life.
Oh,
so they had to stop this show and wait like 2 years to finish it until they could find a replacement.
Uh-huh.
And the replacement voice actor, basically, they finished 4 episodes into a show, the voice actor got killed, and then they had to wait for the next season for this new voice actor to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of it's less with license. Like a lot of it is probably like less with license. The voice actor has a problem, or they're having problems producing it. The voice actor is busy with other projects.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
that's a good point too.
Because a lot of the like voice actors seem to have a lot of freedom in dubs for this.
Yeah, although they're not. I really wish that they would like keep the original Japanese track and stuff like that.
Yeah.
God, like, when is Yu-Gi-Oh going to actually keep the original Japanese track? Like, bruh, just keep it in. That's not that hard. Yeah. Dude, I'm so pissed. That pisses me off still. Like, bruh, just keep it in. You should have done that for Reigns. Like, Reigns would have been the best place to, like, just keep the track in. Okay, cut it, edit it as much as you want. Just don't take out the track and just keep the opening theme. Because if you're gonna release it online, then you might as well just keep the original Japanese. You know.
All 3 Friends openings were great in Japanese, and then the English one to replace all 3 was an instrumental of a random song.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be like a cringy rap music, like Arc 5. Yeah.
I still can't believe they used rap for that.
Yeah, because the kids, the young kids like rap, right? Yo yo yo, playing Duel Monsters because it's cool monsters.
Oh no!
This dude monsters.
All right, I think we should probably wrap it up now because I can't with this. And I don't mean like wrap it up like rap like that. I'm talking about like
wrap it up, yo.
I have like one last question to ask about this if Mari wants to wrap it up. But like, what do you think about
wait, no, I was just kidding. I don't know if we are though.
teamfourstar often says, or they always put at the start of the thing, is that's a non-profit fan-made parody.
Dude, that shit never works though. That's the thing.
It's
like,
not non-profit though, because they're making a living off of it.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, this is funny because I was gonna mention this earlier when we were talking about fandoms and stuff, like the Yu-Gi-Oh fandoms, because like somebody actually posted on like a Reddit forum on, I forget where, I think it was the Duel Links Reddit forum or the official Yu-Gi-Oh Reddit forum or whatever. I don't know. But somebody posted like because they know that Konami, the people who own the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise or whatever, they actually do check the Reddit forums and the internet for like what people say about the franchise and stuff. And so this guy posted that, hey, is it okay for us to release because he didn't, I'm pretty sure he knew that there was somebody on Reddit that, or in that forum, that is part of that works for Konami. So he posted on that forum that, is it okay for us to release a fan dub of episode, I forgot, it was season 4 or something. Mm-hmm. It was like the first episode of season 4. And the guy actually replied to it. And he said, I'm a spokesperson for the American part of Konami, North American Konami, whatever, and so you can contact me. And the guy actually contacted him, and he answered all his questions about fan dubs and stuff like that. And the thing is, which is a very big speculation here, but the reason why they're not allowing, or they don't want these people to post like fan dubs of season 4 of GX is because they already have a licensed partner and stuff, and GX season 4 is licensed, but it's people are speculating that because he didn't deny it, that there might be a dub for it in the future if there's enough demand for it. So
I think that's unlikely. I think it's unlikely.
I don't know, because the guy said don't brush it off because he is part of the Konami thing, whatever. Yeah. And he said don't brush it off. Like there could be a dub for it soon. So they might actually do something like that. I don't know. But the thing is that these people actually look for like the fan dubs and stuff, so they know what's up and what's going on with the community. So I think it's like more difficult for you to to actually post that stuff. I think that's another reason why people don't really fan dub anymore, is because of that. But yeah. I think it's pretty interesting that these companies that make the shows are more involved with the community, as opposed to, I think it's just the North American community, or the Western community of or the Western part of the company that actually are involved, because unlike the Japanese, where they're really kind of hands off when it comes to their community, because they don't care too much about them. They're like, okay, you buy my stuff, good. Okay, I don't care what you do.
I think Konami's probably a good example of Japanese companies having less involvement than like American or European companies. Because in Japan, for Konami, when they have like a new Yu-Gi-Oh product, sometimes they'll do a poll where they'll be like, what do you want to see? So they had like a poll where they were like, what deck do you want to get support? And then that's like the furthest they've gone. Mm-hmm. And then in Europe and America, in Europe, they get like YouTubers to be commentators at their events, and in America they invite them to like the Worlds or the US Championships, whatever, to like see new products, see the players who are like winning, and I think that's great that they're involved with like the creators in their community, so they know more people see it.
Yeah.
And my favorite part of it is there's this one Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber who I won't say the name of. Whenever they make a new when they make a new product, he makes a video basically saying, "Don't buy it, buy singles instead." So he basically says, "Don't support the original company." And then he made a video complaining that Konami wouldn't invite him to Worlds.
Yeah, obviously. You know, I also noticed that the companies are like starting to like have which is pretty. I don't know what you guys think about this, but they're inviting like social media people or people who have clout on social media, on Twitter and stuff, or have a following on whether on YouTube or whatever, to be voice actors for their shows. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but there's this girl called Jessica Nigri. She was like a cosplayer stuff, and
Go on.
Yeah, so Jessica Nigri, I think she stopped making videos or stuff, but they invited her to be, or Aniplex of America invited her to be a voice actor for like Supersonico, which is like this anime character stuff that's popular in Japan, but she was the official English voice actor for Supersonico in the official dub. And they actually did this. This isn't the only time that they've invited like a social media person on to voice act as an anime character. Like it happened on multiple occasions. Yeah.
Question with that though, because like I don't know, like these people might be popular and stuff like that, but like it's I feel like it might be a little unfair at the same time because they're not dedicated to voice acting. While people who are dedicated to voice acting and who have maybe like a decent following or who have a good amount of followers or whatever, but aren't as popular because they don't do like something else maybe that might promote it more, it feels a little unfair to them because they work just as hard to get where they're trying to get to. And especially if there's someone who's trying to really be dedicated to voice acting, unlike this person who just does cosplay and they luckily ended up getting a freaking voice acting role because of how popular they are. I don't know. I feel like it's unfair to the people who actually are working towards it. Like, it's a really cool opportunity, but I feel like it's also kind of unfair because they're basing it off of like popularity and stuff. And I don't know.
Something for like having someone who's known as an influencer to be a voice actor.
Because what if they suck at voice acting though?
Yeah, people are kind of complaining though about her voice acting. So
I'm looking at her IMDb page, and she must be good for her to be in all this stuff. I mean, sure, most of it's just being in like 7 seasons of Ruby, but still, like for her to and have such prominent roles, she must be like at least like a decent voice actor.
Yeah, I guess. Even for a decent voice actor, it's still fair for people who are actually good, though.
Yeah,
because like,
how good of an...
I don't know. It's just I feel like it's kind of like if I were in the position where maybe I'm not a great voice actor and stuff, but I'm popular with one other thing, like with cosplay or whatever. And like I get picked to do voice acting. Like, yeah, I would be so excited. And yeah, maybe I wouldn't turn it down, but at the same time, I feel like personally I wouldn't feel like it's right because I've never done it before. I've never done voice acting nor cosplay, but it's just an example. But maybe what I would do is maybe like suggest someone that I know that does very good voice acting, and I could like, I don't know, like it's just like it just doesn't feel right in a way, but it is an opportunity at the same time, so
I
it's
totally
conflicting.
I totally get what you mean. Because the thing is that like as much as you hate that, and I totally agree with you, because I feel it kind of sucks for people who are like studied for it specifically and are going through classes just to be a voice actor, and it turns out this person who just did YouTube for the longest time automatically got the role because they're popular. But the reality of it is that as much as it sucks, it's kind of happening more and more often, like especially recently, because of the fact that people are like following these people and they get like more closer to the actual people who like make the show and that stuff, and they have clout, and it's a great way for marketing and promoting the show and getting people to like to do what they tell you to do. Yeah. And as unfair as it is, it's like you can't really, I don't know, man, like it's kind of iffy.
Like they want their show to be popular, so they get someone who's popular in the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's marketing 101 basically. Like you might as well get an influencer to like, as much as they suck, if they bring in the views, it's what matters, and they make a profit.
It's like if we could have
such a different way, though, in a way that wouldn't make it feel like you're entitled to get whatever because you're popular and stuff like that. Because you have a following.
If we could have PewDiePie on this podcast, or if we could have someone like 10,000 subscribers, who would you rather have?
Both.
Okay, but if you could only have one.
I'm gonna be honest. I'd probably want PewDiePie.
Exactly.
Like I would want a guest, no matter like if they have like very few followers. I mean, they're
she just wants a guest. She's so lonely.
No, I mean, I'm saying like think about it this way. Just because one is more popular and stuff like that, yeah, maybe you'd want them because it gets you like like people to your channel, but like this other person, you could also be providing them an opportunity to learn and grow at the same time. Like
you're right. Yeah,
it's a very big learning opportunity for both people, both us as like people who make this podcast, and also for the small, like person who makes like those small videos or whatever, has a small following. It's a learning opportunity for them as well, because they grow and they understand, oh, this is what it feels like to be like a guest on a podcast, to be a guest on something. And like maybe like the day that we end up getting big or something, they also have the opportunity to grow along with it and stuff like that. And not only that, you make connections, which is still a good thing no matter what. And like they could probably refer you to other people. Like just like for example, like what's their name? Freaking I'm sorry, I forgot their name. Is it Ayuko?
Wow, you're forgetting our guest name. Okay.
Well, because I was thinking of I am a Yoshi boy.
I'm a Yoshi girl.
Yeah, I would say the name wrong though. But like for example, we had them as a guest and stuff like that, and they were really chill and stuff, and they like gave us like guest ideas and stuff like that, and I don't know, like things like that. Just like it feels like we get closer to people we never thought we'd meet or get to know and stuff like that. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I guess either way, it's a great opportunity. But I feel like if you had the chance to get someone, I would say like like try to provide an opportunity to someone who doesn't have it.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that, but the thing is that that's just not the nature of the industry at this point in time, because all the companies are like, we need
everyone wants themselves to get popular.
Yeah, it's all about the clout now. So I mean, if you don't got clout, then no one cares.
I guess, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like I guess it can go either way, honestly, depending.
Depending if you're the person who's in control of the thing, then you can like decide what to do with whatever. But unfortunately for like the voice people who want to do voice acting work or do like dubbing and stuff, like their chances of becoming a voice actor becomes even slimmer, because then on top of the fact that you need voice acting experience, you also need connections, and on top of that, you need some clout or some popularity in order to even get the best chance possible to become a voice actor in the industry.
Unfortunately.
I have like two things to say about what you just said. So the first is about like people want to be voice actors. I think nowadays a lot more people want to do that.
Oh yeah, bro, no kidding, dude.
No.
It's annoying, honestly.
Yeah.
That people are like, oh, I'm going to be a great voice actor, and then they speak in their normal voice for the whole time. Like the normal everyday voice, which is nothing like any fictional character should ever sound.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the second is you said voice acting experience, and that takes me back to Dragon Ball Z, because I'm not sure if it's just in Dragon Ball Super or in Z and Super as well. Chris Sabat voices like half the cast.
Oh yeah, and that was because of the fact that back then, voice acting
manly these characters.
Dude, yeah, he's awesome voice actor, but like back in the day, like from what I've seen, the voice acting community was very niche, and there weren't a lot of people because they were taking people from different industries that wasn't voice acting, like radio or like actual acting, like plays and stuff, and they turn them into voice actors. But nowadays, people skip all that stuff and go directly into voice acting because they know that the industry is already established, like Funimation and stuff. So
I like a lot of people say Dragon Ball Z, since it's so old, is like a baseline for basically anime, and it shows beyond like the production of the show or the stories or whatever, because the dub voice actors for Krillin and Hercule from Dragon Ball Z teach voice acting.
Oh yeah, like, they have their own voice acting courses and stuff.
Yeah. There's a YouTuber, I don't know if you've heard of him, Kagi Films, I think he is. He might change his name. He started off as a YouTuber and he's a voice actor now, but he didn't become a voice actor because he was a YouTuber. He just became a voice actor while being a YouTuber. And he's had quite a few roles, and he's good in my opinion.
Yeah, I've also noticed that a lot of the voice actors that didn't start off doing YouTube now have a YouTube channel, and they you know what's annoying? Okay, so I'm sorry for those if we ever get a future voice actor on this podcast. I'm sorry, but if you're a voice actor and you make a YouTube channel and your whole YouTube channel is around your character that you played in a specific anime show, and that's all you do, like, oh hey, play this video game with the voice of blah blah blah, or hey, watch me opening this thing with the voice of blah blah blah, and that's all you do, then I'm sorry, but you're kind of like, dude, you're kind of cancer, because like that's just kind of you're just using your own character as a means to get followers. Yeah, attention.
What about character channels, like those channels that pretend to be characters?
That's worse. That's way worse. Like I can't tell you how much.
Characters who already have official English voices.
Yeah, dude, like character channels are a whole different thing. Like, oh my god, like I could go on a rant about that shit, but I'm not going to.
That's the episode list.
You want to record for another hour?
No, I'm good. I am good. But like I've noticed that voice actors who already are established, especially the younger voice actors, like around my age, they already have a YouTube channel. And they do content based around their popular voice acting roles and stuff. Which I guess, as a voice actor, you don't get paid a lot, so you have to supplement your income somehow. So good for them. I do respect the grind and the hustle to get to get another source of income. Because since cons are like kind of dead now at this point, but. I respect the hustle, but the thing is that they rely so much on like their character and stuff because I'm the official voice actor for this character, so I'm just gonna make all my content is gonna focus on this character or on this show because I'm in this show, and it's kind of like, it's kind of like they can't think of anything outside of that, and it's very kind of sad in a way. I don't know. That's just my thought on that. Because I've noticed that's been being a trend with voice actors nowadays. So, but can you really blame him? Honestly, I don't know.
I think it's a bit unrelated, but it's still like a point about voice actors where with the abridged series, sometimes the abridged ends up more popular than the original. Like more people have seen Dragon Ball Z than have seen Dragon Ball Z abridged than actual Dragon Ball Z.
Instead of actually seeing Dragon.
Yeah.
More people have seen Dragon Ball Z abridged than they have seen Dragon Ball Z. And it's so like people go to cons and they get the voice actors to say the lines like from the abridged show. And something I found out recently is people go to cons with Yu-Gi-Oh voice actors. So they've had Dan Green say lines for Yugi. They've had Joey's voice actor Brooklyn Rage, and Tristan said something I can't remember. But Kaiba's voice actor refuses to say I have money.
Oh yeah,
So
I've heard of that. Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's from the abridged show because he doesn't want to say it.
Yeah, it's from the abridged show. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if he like doesn't want to say it because of that. But I know.
Maybe.
I think it's the cursing. I think it's just because the word "screw" the rules thing could be because he knows it's from a kids show, so I'm pretty sure he just doesn't want to say that.
But Sean Schemmel, the voice of Goku, said at cons that like he respects what Team 4-Star does, or did, should I say now, with the abridging, but he isn't allowed to support them.
Oh yeah,
so he's in favor of it, but since he's like the face of the dub of Dragon Ball, he's not allowed to support them. So he doesn't say lines or anything.
Yeah, because like he could. That's his livelihood and that's his job. So I mean, you kind of don't want to jeopardize your job.
That's like his whole life, bro.
Pretty much. Otherwise, Toei's like, oh, you said this line. Okay, sorry, we're not gonna cast you anymore for Goku. We're just gonna get this other random homeless person out in the street to voice Goku.
It's like you're saying that he was once homeless person.
Bruh. I'm not saying anything, but it's just
hear that? Come after him. Get him.
Bruh. Wow. Okay. At this point, I'm just asking to get canceled. Honestly, though, my humor is so crude and stuff.
This, jeez.
I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Not actually sorry. Don't believe it.
I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot going on. I don't know. Like, there's a lot, and it's just like. It's been. I just wonder how the whole thing is gonna go from now on. Like, I know abridged shows are dying out. Fandubs are also dying out. Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Abridged is in its last season, so when that's over, I think that's like the last great abridged show gone.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
the last two.
I'm sure there's gonna be like some here and there, but like nothing will ever, rise to the top or ever become as popular as the ones we used to get back in the day.
Yeah,
stories.
It's like saying Shonen Jump's new big three, because there isn't a big three. Nothing will ever be as big as Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece were back in the day.
Yeah,
the abridged fans are always really, they have high expectations. Jay's fans always for Yandere stories. Well, the abridged fans send the people death threats for not abridging a movie.
Oof. Yeah. I didn't hear about that, but dang, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Death threats for not abridging the BoJack movie.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, because in the timeline, the movie takes place after where they finished off, which is the end of the Cell Saga. So it's like the end of their series, essentially, and then this movie, and they got death threats for not doing the movie.
Yeah.
What's up with people and death threats, man? Like, chill.
I don't know, because they think it's because it's the internet. They could easily just do that.
How do you threaten death to?
Is there a worse threat than death, though?
I don't know. It's weird. It's the internet. I'm not surprised at this point. Like, a death threat at this time and age should be considered like, oh, you're funny. That's hilarious. Kind of thing.
Hey, I guess.
Just take it as a joke. Just like lol.
Yeah, lol. Yeah, that's the best reply you can do. Is just say lol to that.
I suppose. As long as
unless they like send you your IP address and it's right, then you should be worried. But
No, then you're with lol. Even no, if they send you a death threat proof, you say lol. If they send you it with proof, you say lmao.
yeah, no kidding. But yeah, okay. So I think that's all we have to say about that for this podcast. Do you guys have any final thoughts about it?
Abridged series are dying. Fandubs, I'm actually kind of happy they don't need, because
it's a good sign.
It's good for the Western, like the dub anime industry, but at the same time, I'm just happy we don't get like voice actors from Fandubs, because yikes, amateur voice actors. No offense, jeez. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Mine is Ghost Stories will always be the best one. So yeah.
And we're actually about to watch it for anime night. So
yeah.
Do you want me to do the outro?
Yeah, as always, Aki, go ahead.
Okay. So as usual, be sure to check us out on Spotify and any other thing that has podcasts, including YouTube. Any feedback, either contact us on social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and because Jay's a boomer, Facebook. Then you can email us, anipop.podcast@gmail.com. And then what else do I say? Thanks for listening. Next week we will be talking about the comedy genre.
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
And happy Valentine's Day once again.
Yeah, yes, happy Valentine's Day.
Please enjoy your girlfriend, boyfriend, or your body pillow. Choose one of the three.
What if I don't have any?
Then, I don't know. Guess yourself. The mirror.
I don't have a mirror. It broke. I looked at it and it cracked. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye. See ya.
I feel like we're like this every recording while we're dead, and then we get to it and we're fine. But when we're actually recording,
because we're saving our energy for the podcast.
Yeah.
No, I'm just dead all day. There is no energy for any.